I haven't eaten a shred of food in over 108 hours, and today we're going to be doing a little mukbang with our first meal after 108 hours of not eating, with a burger patty and 3 eggs, as well as talking about how we felt throughout the process. So first, I want to actually take a bite of the food and tell you guys how it actually tastes, because it has been 108 hours, and I want to eat at the beginning of the video so that I can tell you how I feel at the end of the video, because it takes about 10 to 15 minutes for my stomach to really digest and tell me how I feel. And I'm curious to see how I actually feel eating my first meal in 108 hours. So cheers, and let's hope that this doesn't absolutely destroy my stomach. I need some salt. But welcome to the first ever Big Body podcast that we'll be doing monthly, if not maybe once to twice a month. I haven't told you guys this yet, but because we did a 108-hour fast, our body was put into ketosis. And we're going to keep doing keto to try to lose weight as quick as possible in a healthier manner than just starving ourselves for long periods of time every week. I was thinking of doing keto for the next 2 to 5 months, depending on how my body really reacts to it. People say that keto helps them think clearly, and it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to get to that point. And I'm hoping that this intermittent fast, or this 108-hour fast, helped me boost the time to get to that point. And we'll see. And I will say, again, I haven't eaten in 108 hours, so my brain's a little scattered right now. But let's start talking about how I felt throughout the 108-hour fast. Going into the fast, we were expecting to be doing 72 hours. But then on day 3, I was like, I've actually done like 78 hours, something like that. If I do one more day, I'll be at hour 100. And I was also contemplating, what if I just do a week or 8 to 9 days, like something even longer, to really just see how much weight I can lose, how much I can push myself, whatever. Because there's been people in the past that do 30-day fast, or there's somebody that did a 385-day fast, I believe it was, back in the 90s, with doctor oversight, of course. But people have been doing it for a long time. Like, you can go a long time without eating. Your mind is really the only one that's telling you to eat. And in today's culture, I feel like the food is also, there's things in the food that make your body crave it, like sugar, or I'm not going to go into all that stuff, but you get what I mean. Like, back in the day, people were just generally healthier. Like, if you go look at a picture of people on the beach back in the 70s and 60s, everybody's thin, everybody. But nowadays, 65% of America is obese, which is kind of unfortunate, but I fall under that category because food is just so damn good. We were wrapping up the last bit of the ground beef. We already ate our 3 eggs. I wanted to just eat as quick as I could in the beginning of the video before I started really talking about how I felt throughout the 108 hours of our fast, so that towards the end I can tell you how I'm feeling. Oh, there's nothing better than some cold water, and you're able to chug it because it's not too cold, but it's just over that threshold where you can chug it. Now, 108-hour fast. Going into day 1, I was feeling a little bit hungry. It's weird because first I want to give you a little bit of backstory. I used to weigh 650 pounds. I have had an on and off, I have ups and downs is a better way to say it. I've had ups and downs throughout my weight loss process and throughout my whole life with my weight. There have been 4 or 5 periods of my life where I've lost over 100 pounds and either kept it off or gained some of it back. The reason I tell you this is because throughout that process, I found back in like 2017, 2016, one of my friends, Gavin, shout out Gavin, he introduced me to the concept of intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is basically, for those that don't know, you only have a period of, you have a certain period throughout the day where you can eat. Back in the day, my period was 12 to 8. Nowadays, it's currently 1 to 9. It's an 8-hour window, and 8 hours on, 16 hours off. So that really helps. In my case, it helps me not eat late night or early morning. For whatever reason, I think, it's not for whatever reason, I think a lot of people are like this, where It'll be late night. They're hungry. And instead of going and making a healthy food with broccoli and all the healthy stuff, they'll go and just grab something from the freezer, warm it up, or go grab a thing of ice cream, or grab some snacks. Like if you eat late at night, it's typically not healthy at all, and it's typically high calorie dense food. And because of that, if you do that, let's say 5 times a week, and it is 700 calories every time you do that, that's a whole pound that you are gaining from those late night snacks. And I fell under that category. Like I have a video back in the day, whenever I was still weighing like 590, something crazy, of I was recording myself filming my bed. There was 3 burgers from Whataburger and a thing of fries, or a thing of onion rings, I think it was. And I was like, I went to Whataburger with my friend, and I got these 2 burgers, but then on my way back from whenever I dropped them off, I got this burger and this onion ring because I was craving it. And tomorrow's the new year, and I'm going to be really losing weight then. Like just something crazy. So the intermittent fasting window just helps me completely cut off eating. And now recently I started doing fasting. So my first fast was December. It was a few days before Christmas. I think it was like December 20th, December, something like that. Like 4 weeks ago. I did a 48-hour fast. And before that, I did a 24-hour fast. And the reason I was doing that was to just show myself that I cannot eat. Throughout the week, if it is Wednesday, and on Monday I fasted, which is like my preferred day, Monday, to do a full day fast, and then throughout the whole rest of the week, just do intermittent fasting from 1 to 9. That's like my schedule or my plan. If I'm able to do that, then on Wednesday, whenever I'm craving something, like I literally didn't eat for 24 hours, I cannot eat for the next hour and be okay. You know, like that was my mindset going into it, and it helped. So the ideology going into the 108-hour fast was the same concept, where if I cannot eat for 108 hours, I could not eat for those 12 hours of me craving something. But that's the thing where my mind is a little messed up, where it's like an on and off switch. For whatever reason, if I have the ability to do it, I'll go all in. And if I don't even think about it half the time. And that's how I've always been. I don't know why I'm just wired like that. Like when it comes to video games, when it comes to eating, when it comes to other addictions, gambling was whenever I was younger. Like I used to do, I won't get into that, but we're not addicts for alcohol, drugs, or gambling anymore. And we will not get into those, because those, I have an addictive personality and I will not do those. But I'm rambling. This is a podcast. Welcome to the first Big Body podcast. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. We're planning to do one of these a month minimum throughout the whole year. And the goal is to do at least 23 episodes, because I've always been wanting to do a podcast, and this is our first step into it. So sorry if it's a little clinky and a little all over the place, but for the next one, we'll do a little bit more of a structure. Now, that was talking about my history with intermittent fasting, and going into day 1, I was a little hungry. So day 1 wasn't horrible. Day 1 of the fast was doable. Like I definitely felt hungry, but it's really just those first 24 hours that you have to get through to really be able to do longer. And I'll also say for the first one, it's the hardest one. If you do one 24-hour fast and you want to just do a 24-hour fast, the second or third one, it's a lot easier, because your body is just, I guess, accustomed to it, or has done it in the past, so you know you can get through it. And it really is just your body telling your brain that you feel like you're either starving or dying, but you're going to be okay. And that's the thing that you have to just tell yourself, is you're going to be okay. So going into day 2, I started feeling like I wasn't hungry at all. I was just base level energy. Like I wasn't less energy, I wasn't more energy. And so going into day 3, weirdly enough, I actually got a boost of energy compared to day 1 and day 2. Day 3, which was 2 days ago, I actually felt great. Like I felt better than I did on just a day-to-day. And for me, that really told me how important, it just showed me how important what you put in your body is. Because in the past, there's been days where I'm at work and I just feel sharper, I feel wittier, I feel smarter. And those are the days where I eat healthy and work out. And then the next day I'll not work out in the morning and I'll eat some bullshit, right? Those days I feel a little groggy. And I saw it subtly, but not to this degree. Like day 3 of the fast, I felt amazing. I felt sharp, I felt witty. I felt a little a little slower, but it was still not to the degree where it was crippling. So going into day 4 of the fast, this was at this point it was our 85 to 95, give or take. Like that was the daytime going into day 4. I started crashing. I wouldn't say crashing, but definitely going downhill. I would say this morning I started crashing, but I'll get into that in a second. So going into day 4, I was feeling, my brain felt slower. I had to focus harder than the previous day. Like I feel like this is whenever my body was really telling me to eat or get some nutrients in me, because I just did not feel good. And I also felt a little hungry. I felt like day 3 was more of a mental battle because I was on the fence whether or not I wanted to extend it past 72 hours or just do 72 hours, because I already told myself, like in my brain, I'm going to at least do 72 hours. I might push it to a 4th day no, I told myself I might go to 96 hours. But then at that point I was like, holy crap, I'm one more night into until 100 hours. That's what it was. So, and I'm sorry, I really should have written some of this down, but whatever. And so it was 96 hours going into day 4. And I was like, if I do one more night, it'll be 108 hours. So that's what I ended up doing. So yesterday was a little bit harder. Yesterday was definitely the hardest day of the 3 days, even compared to the first day where I was starving myself and hungry. But day 4 was done. We're here. We drank a bunch of water. I think we drink at least 1.5 gallons of water a day, give or take. Our goal is to drink at least 1 gallon or 2 of these a day. This is a 1/2 gallon. And we're feeling good. Now I want to just get into a little bit more about what I'm doing in the new year to lose weight. And then next video or next podcast next month, I'm not sure what that one will be about. But so for this year, we are planning to lose 100 pounds. A little bit of backstory. Like I've mentioned, I used to weigh 615 pounds. I lost 335 pounds and then I gained about 100 back. So my peak was 615. Recently, my lowest was 270 or 278, I believe it was. And then I weighed in at 370 at the beginning of the year. So I gained 92 pounds back, right? Is that the math? Am I mathing that correctly? 90 minus 8. Yeah, 92 pounds. And it's been about 2 years. I think was it last year? So I peaked at 615 January of 21. I got to 378 January of 24. It wasn't last year. It was the year before that, going into the new year. Right? My brain's a little foggy right now, so I can't fully remember, but it's been about 1 to 2 years of me gaining 100 pounds back. But the goal for this year, no. It was 2 years. Okay, so it's 26, 25, 24. So it was going into 2023. Sorry, it was going into 2024 that I got to the weight of 378. I'm sorry. I was just trying to think of the timeline so I can give you a clearer timeline and tell you my goals. So January 2021, 615. January 2024, 378. So at that point, I lost about 335 pounds. February of 25, I'm sorry. January of 25, I ran an ultra marathon. I ran 50 kilometers. That's 31.1 miles. And at that point, I was weighing about 320 pounds. And then January of 26, I weighed in at 370. So I went from 615 to 278 to 320 to 370. So that's actually not horrible. I gained 50 pounds in a year after my ultramarathon. Not absolutely horrible. But that's where we are trying to change things. We have just gotten comfortable. Since 2024, going into January 2024, whenever we weighed at 278, it's been 2 years. That's crazy. It's been 2 years. Going into that point, my goal was 280 or less. That was my goal. And I had that goal for about a year and a half. I was running. I was working out twice a day. I had that goal. Then I hit the goal going into the new year, and then I really let off the gas completely. So because of that, I gained weight. And then it was going into it was like October of 24, where I was like, I've always wanted to run a marathon, because at this point I was running for like 2 years or a year and a half, something like that. And I was like, I really want to run an ultra marathon, and I'm gaining weight. If I'm ever going to do it, I need to do it now before I gain more weight, or I'm never going to do it. So I spontaneously signed up for the Austin Marathon. That was February of 25, and started training for it. Real quick, I also mentioned for my marathon, a lot of people online suggest that you get certain miles under your belt in a week. So they recommend like you start at 20, you work your way up to 30, something along those lines. But they recommend you like 5 miles, 3 miles, 5 miles, maybe 10 miles, whatever. And while that could work for some people, and it obviously does work for some people, my brain process going into it was, if I'm going to be running 31 miles, I need to understand how I'm going to be feeling at mile 15, mile 20, mile 6, like the longer end miles. So my training regimen was, in October of 24, I started running twice a week, really long distances. I started off at 10 miles, and I worked my way up to about 15 miles twice a week. So every Wednesday and Saturday, I would run 15 miles for about 1 month. And doing that showed me what I was going to be feeling going into that 31-mile marathon. It was crazy. So I recommend at least doing one longer form jog or run before your marathon once a week, to just feel how you're going to feel on that mile 15, mile 20. Like do like 15, 16 miles, but enough advice on that one. I was giving you the timeline on my weight loss, and going into this year, we want to get back down to the weight of 270. We want to get under 278. Ideally, we want to get to the weight of 270, but realistically, it can vary depending on how much muscle we have and how much muscle we build. Right now, my routine is, first of all, intermittent fasting. If you don't, you can't outwork a bad diet. Everybody says it. It's true. Unfortunately, it's true. Not unfortunately, it's just easy. It makes sense, because you can go work out and lose 500 calories in an hour, which is crazy. Or you can go eat a Twinkie, 2 Twinkies, and be 600 calories. Like, you can eat a bad diet so quickly. It is unfortunate and it is ridiculous. But ridiculously, you can do it in a ridiculous manner, in a fast manner, I should say. I'm sorry, again, 108-hour fast. We're just eating, and I will say my stomach's a little groggly right now after eating, but we will definitely survive. So, 3 big things we're doing into the new year. Intermittent fasting, window from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Doing a maintenance workout, which for me is going to be every day, every day we do one workout where we'll do a push, next day we do a pull, next day we do a leg, next day we do a pull, push, pull legs, push, pull legs, just push, pull legs, rinse and repeat. We're going to do 2 sets of that with a cold plunge in between it. So, for example, right after this, I'm going to go do a push set. I'm going to just do like 315 pounds, no, not 300, 220 something pounds of bench to maintain my muscle. I'm going to do a cold plunge for 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Funny enough, I do 6 minutes and 15 seconds because I used to weigh 615 pounds. I do that every day to try to remind myself that I used to weigh that. Like every time I click the timer on my watch, hop in the water, I'm thinking like, damn, I used to fucking weigh 650 pounds. That's crazy. And I'm currently sitting in 40-degree water. I can do this. Like it's really just trying to push yourself and remind yourself that you can do it because it's all a mental battle. That's all it is. All weight loss is a mental battle. And once you discover that and you are able to be conscious and aware during your day-to-day, you'll defeat your obesity. It's very hard, and it's taken me 25 years to be able to get to a point where I can somewhat do it, but obviously I haven't been able to do it consistently. Like again, ups and downs. But back to my maintenance workout. So again, push pull legs once a day, 2 sets, cold plunge. So right after this, I'll go do a set of bench. I'll cold plunge for 6 minutes, 15 seconds, and then do another set of bench. That's my maintenance workout. Ideally, I want to be doing 3 to 5 cardio sessions a week to really lose weight. So my maintenance workout is to retain my muscle, and then my cardio workout, which right now is biking, is to lose weight. So going into the new year, we are intermittent fasting to really watch our diet. We're doing a maintenance workout to retain our muscle, and we're doing cardio 3 to 5 times a week to lose more weight. That's the big 3 things we're doing. Now, another thing that we just implemented, I don't know how long I'll be doing it, is going to be keto. So we did the 108-hour fast. We're going to be, after this point, only eating protein or healthy fats. Ground beef, chicken, pork, salt, eggs, chicharrones, like anything that has 0 carbs or 1 to 2 carbs. I believe I'm able to stay under 20 carbs without breaking my ketosis. I will be eating. So in a month, I'm really curious to see how the keto diet does for me. It is currently January 12th. So February 12th, I'm curious to see what I'll be weighing in at. Now, I think that's been enough rambling. I'm sorry that this video was a little scattered. It's kind of all over the place, but I think you guys got the general concept of my past, how the 108-hour fast went, as well as what I'm currently doing going into the new year for my weight loss. And those were the big 3 topics that I wanted to talk about today. Last thing I'll leave you guys on is my current weigh-ins. So week 181's weigh-in, I weighed in at 362. A few days before that, I weighed in at 368. Right after the fast, I weighed in at 346. So, according to the scale, we lost 22 pounds during the fast. The new year, I started at 370. As of right now, according to the scale, I weigh 346 pounds. So we have lost 24 pounds since the new year, and it's only been 12 days. Granted, the big reason for that is because I did a 4.5-day fast, and all that, those 22 pounds aren't going to be all fat. Let's say half of it is fat, and the rest was salt. My body leaving, it didn't have salt in its body, so it wasn't retaining water weight as much. You guys, I'm sure you guys know the science of that. But going into week 182's weight, I believe it is either 182 or 183. We'll say 182. I believe I'll be weighing in at 354. But at this point, we're not sure. And just want to do at the end of these podcasts, I want to just give in a weight update because the primary focus for these podcasts are going to be talk about my experiences, my current struggles, as well as just give you guys a little bit more insight on my mind, because I don't want to sound arrogant, but I don't think it's arrogance, it's just facts. There are not many people out there that have lost 335 pounds. There are not many out. Okay. There are people out there that have weighed over 600 pounds, but there are not many people out there that weighed 600 pounds and lost 300 pounds and have been fighting the battle of retaining it off, as well as running an ultra marathon, as well as fasted for 108 hours. Like weighing 615 pounds, losing 335 pounds, running an ultra marathon, fasting for 108 hours. Those 4 things are 4 really, out in my mind, crazy things that not a lot of people do that I try to do to push myself to show you guys that it is possible. And a big factor of that is to tell myself that it is possible, because it is possible. And it really just is a mental battle. And I do it and document it for you guys to show you that it is possible. So remember that doing the impossible is possible. You just have to think of your goal, make a plan, and stick to that plan. Stay disciplined and do it. On that note, we will end it here. Thank you guys so much for listening to the first Big Body podcast of the new year ever. Really, first Big Body podcast ever, but first one in the new year of 2026. If you're listening to this in way far in advance, it is currently January 12th, 2026, and I'm weighing in at 347, and I will see you guys on the next podcast. Have a great new year.